Welcome back to the NFL Film Room. In today's video, I will be breaking down Mekhi Becton's Eagles debut. Becton was the 11th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and he struggled to stay healthy with the Jets until last season when he led the league in sacks allowed. The Eagles moved the 6'7", 360-pound lineman to guard, and we're going to see how he did now. One of the more interesting things about the move to guard is that you don't see many guards with that long of arms. Mekhi Becton has 35.5-inch arms, and the average guard's length is only 33 1/3. So it's a bit of an outlier, but on his first rep, we're going to see him snatch down Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is a pretty good defensive tackle. I think he's made a couple Pro Bowls. So we're going to see Clark come off the ball. He's going to try to bull rush. And you're going to see Becton snatch his arm down. And he's going to trap him. So one more time. It's a very good rep against a good tackle. Just snatches him down. He's able to pin him. This rep is going to be a good example of how the arm length can benefit you. You're going to see he's able to block two guys. So Kenny Clark is going to be working over here from the 3-tech spot, and he's going to end up going over to Becton's side. But Becton's going to be able to take care of his guy. He's going to get a quick punch to the chest. See, he pops out, pops him to the chest. So he's going to have this guy pretty sealed up. And then Clark's going to come over. He's going to be able to use both arms and keep both of them away. And then Dickerson comes through. Something that you'll notice throughout this film is that Becton hits Jurgens before the snap every time. Now this is a silent count thing. He's letting Jurgens know to snap the ball. And at first I was surprised to see him already having this responsibility so early on in his Eagles career. But it makes a lot of sense when you consider how much easier it is for him to reach over and touch Jurgens because of his arm length. Now he's going to lose this rep for the most part. Now it's hard to tell what Kenny Clark opens up with on this rep, but it looks like a long arm. So he's going to come and get into his chest with what looks like a long arm. Then he's going to wrap around Becton's shoulder with a club. See that? Move him off to the side. And he's going to rip underneath. Becton's going to do an okay job of recovering here and not letting him get a free shot on Hurts. But that's a pretty good rep from Clark against Becton, and it was one of his 2 pressures allowed this game. On this next rep, they're going to use Becton's tackle experience and drag him out to the tackle spot. And you can really see his arm length and athleticism on display. He gets out there very fast for somebody who's 360 pounds. He's able to pop out and get out there. Then from here, he's just going to be able to use his long arms to keep him away. Great punch to the chest. Keeps him away. Gets him again with the right. And he's just going to be able to stay in front of him. Here he's working again against Kenny Clark. He's going to be able to stuff him. You see he's able to anchor down. Becton's going to be able to get a quick punch on Clark. As you see, he's able to get a nice quick punch to the chest. Lands well, lands inside. From here, he's going to start to grip it and try to lift Clark up in the air and take away some of his momentum. There he goes. See him start to kind of forklift him up in the air. Takes away his momentum, and then he's just going to be able to hold his ground. Great rep. It's a lot of size to go through if you're a pass rusher. She does a great job of keeping that right hand attached to the whole rep. On this rep, you'll see Becton's athleticism for his size. He's able to get to the second level, get a knockdown block. You can see why he was such a high pick in the draft. I didn't personally scout him, but you can definitely see some of the traits that can make a team go for him. It's going to be hard for linebackers to get hands on him. As you see, he tries to get hands on Becton, but Becton's just 2 long arms. And here we're going to see him climb to the second level once again. So he's going to come off and he's going to nudge Lane Johnson's guy. Doesn't really do much, but he's able to move him a little bit. And he's going to get to Quay Walker and just pop him back, and then pop him back again. You'd probably like to see him seal off Quay Walker a little better here, but you don't really mind the aggression. Now we're going to see Mekhi Becton and Lane Johnson get great displacement on Kenny Clark. He's going to move him like 10 yards off the ball. Try to get into the linebacker, but they don't quite make it to the linebacker. So they're going to be combining here on this block and trying to bring their guy up to seal this off as well. I don't think they're going to be able to quite get there, but they still get 10 yards of push, which is more than enough. I don't think anyone's complaining about a 10-yard run. So here we go. They get the push. Does a good job of getting straight into his chest. They're just going to start driving him back, but he's not able to work to the second level. Still, just a great rush. Opens up a great lane. Here we're going to see Becton working against Devontae Wyatt, who had 5.5 sacks last year in his second year in the league. I'll play it and then I'll break it down. We're going to see a great initial strike from Becton here with his left hand. He's going to be patient, and then he's going to strike at the right time. Mess up Wyatt's rep. But he gets a little bit out of position here. He's not fully in between Wyatt and the QB. So Wyatt's going to start to work back inside. And now here's going to be what I was talking about with the stunts, how he's able to be a middleman and kind of block two guys. I'll play it. Picks up both. Kenny Clark right here and Preston Smith off the edge are going to be working a stunt. So Clark's going to be going around and Smith's going to be coming inside. Shows pretty good eyes too. Able to keep Clark away from his chest. And he's going to pick up Smith. Smith gets into him a little bit, but Juergens is there to help out. And all in all, just a very clean rep between the three. On this rep, we're going to have Mekhi Becton working against Carl Brooks. And Carl Brooks has great speed for an interior defensive lineman, and you're going to see it on this rep. So Carl Brooks is able to use his get off very well on this play, and he's going to be able to get inside of Becton's chest. Becton still has pretty quick hands and lands somewhat, but you're going to see him have to wrap under and recover. And he's going to be able to somewhat anchor down and lift him up. But Brooks is able to get pressure on Hurts and almost tip the pass. Here he is going up against Carl Brooks again. Much better rep this time. Able to stuff him. He does make a tackle, but it's not really Becton's fault. So one more time. Come off the ball. Miss a little bit with his punch, but he gets a good spot with the right arm, which allows him to get the left arm back. And then lift that up and really forklift him up. And then he just takes away all his momentum, and pad level is too high to really do anything from there. So Brooks has to try to reset. It's a great rep from Becton. I don't watch too much Eagles film, so I'm not too familiar with what the assignment is, but it looks like he's working up to number 58 here on this play. It seems like a very tough assignment because he has to get a hand on Brooks there and then try to work up to 58. So I don't know if they expected him to overplay this side and Becton would be able to get hands on him, but the 58 is going to go wide, read Barkley, and be able to make a tackle. So I don't know if I really blame him on that. It just seems like a very tough assignment. But you guys would know more than me about the Eagles scheme. Here he is going up against Kenny Clark once again. Kind of gets pushed back to the QB. Clark's just going to be able to hit him with a long arm and drive him back. Probably a little too late with his hands. You see he's able to kind of bull rush and long arm him back to the QB. Now this is a rep that you probably were confused by live if they didn't show a replay of it. You're going to see them both not really be able to get to their blocks, Juergens and Becton. So this may just be a chemistry thing, but you're going to see them kind of trip over each other's foot. So just watch their inside feet. There you go. You see they're going to kind of trip over each other. Just enough to throw off each of their blocks. Kind of gets caught on his foot. Kind of stumbles out. And you're going to see their guys be able to make the tackle. Here's another rep from Becton against Clark. They matched up with each other a lot in this game. They probably figure they'd be able to pick on him because Dickerson's on the other side. But he's going to have a great initial strike with his right hand. There it is, right to the middle of his chest. Stops his momentum. And he's going to get his left hand attached and start to lift him up to take away his rush and his power in his rush. Clark isn't going to be able to get his hand off him. And you're going to see Becton kind of stonewall him a bit. And this is more of a Juergens rep, but I just had to throw it in because they completely cleared out the lane. Here you see they just dump Clark out of there. And Barkley gets the touchdown. Now he does have to be careful about Walker coming down because he is supposed to work here and then get to him. So as you see, he's supposed to kind of work up to 7. But Barkley's just going to be able to juke him out and get to the end zone. Thank you for watching this episode of the NFL Film Room. Do you think Becton will be able to keep up this level of play all year? And if you like this video, make sure to check out my Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith breakdown from earlier in the week. And as always, like and subscribe so I know you want more Eagles content. Peace.